My boyfriend let his family be racist to me after I cooked traditional Chinese food for them, and they started treating me like I was brainless. Now he's reaping what he sowed. My boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years, and his family was flying in from Spain, so I was finally going to meet them. I was very excited to meet them, until I was face to face with them, and my boyfriend's nephew started doing the eye-stretching thing since I'm Chinese. He was immediately reprimanded by his mom and grandparents, so I had hope that this would go well. Later, his nephew started saying that he wanted Chinese food for lunch, so my boyfriend's parents asked me if I could make it. I was happy too, so I cooked a traditional Chinese meal served with chopsticks and everything. When I called everybody to the table, I instantly saw their disappointed faces. The nephew asked me what I made, so I said, Chinese food. He said it wasn't and threw a fit. He was crying and screaming over and over that he wanted real Chinese food. His mom calmed him down and told me that this wasn't what they were expecting. I asked them what they were expecting and they replied, you know, something like what they serve at restaurants. I tried to explain to them that this is something actual Chinese people eat, but none of them would listen. Instead, they got dressed and went out to eat. My boyfriend stayed home, though I wish he had gone with them, because he called me stupid and said, you knew exactly what they meant by Chinese food. I'm trying to make you look good in front of them, but you're not helping me by playing dumb. I asked him to explain himself better, but just shouted, when people say Chinese food, the last thing they expect is white rice. Get a effing clue, you dumb beach. That just didn't make sense to me because many Chinese dishes are served with white rice. After that incident, they started to speak to me like a toddler, over-explaining everything they asked me to do, and stopped correcting the nephew's racist behavior. I tried to tell my boyfriend to get them to stop, but he said, this is your making. Now they think you're brainless. Thankfully, they left the next day, but my boyfriend and I barely talked, and I really needed a safe space. I went to my family about it because I knew they would understand, and they were furious. My dad told me I needed to dump him, and I asked him to join me because I was sure I would start crying if he insulted me like that again. My dad, of course, said yes, and we went to my boyfriend's place. He didn't take the breakup well. He shouted that I couldn't dump him and he wouldn't let me end the relationship. My dad intervened, saying he couldn't tell me what I can and can't do. My ex got in his face and shouted that he didn't follow orders from a chink, and then said I was his property and he could do whatever he wanted with me. My dad remained composed, though I saw him ball his fists. My ex caught on and said he was more than happy to use my dad as a punching bag and hit him. My dad ended up being hurt, but he also landed some punches on my boyfriend. He left him blue in the face and my ex was bleeding and my dad's knuckles were bruised. I was horrified, crying, screaming, and with no idea of what to do. When my dad thought he had enough, my ex retaliated by pushing me out of the apartment, and my dad followed me. He then locked himself in the apartment, and I had left all my stuff in there so I couldn't leave. We heard him breaking some things, and I realized how crazy he was. My dad called the police and they arrived 20 minutes later. They tried talking to him, but he kept yelling out slurs and telling me to go back to my country and leave him alone. The police had enough of him, and they broke the door down. My ex immediately sucker punched the first policeman that entered the apartment, but the other one got a hold of him and held him down to handcuff him. When I went into the apartment, everything was destroyed. Glass was shattered everywhere, from mirrors, plates, the TV, my phone. There were even holes in the walls. The policeman talked to us and asked if we wanted to press charges. My dad encouraged me to, so we did. But he would also be arrested for assaulting a police officer. There was a trial for what he did, and so much incriminating evidence that he was almost immediately sent to prison. I hope he rots in there.